Buffalo, New York, in 1901. Just moments after this picture was captured, he was tragically shot and assassinated. A remarkable view through the periscope of the USS Trigger during World War II. The American submarine daringly patrolled close enough to the Japanese coast to capture this clear image of Mount Fuji. The very first iteration of Ronald McDonald, created and portrayed by Willard Scott in 1963. The costume features a cup on the nose and a tray hat, looking quite different from today's mascot. Stefan Bobrowski, known as Lionel the Lion-Faced Man, poses for a portrait. He had hypertrichosis, a condition causing hair to grow up to 8 inches long, all over his body and face. This is the legendary strongman George Hackenschmidt. Known as the Russian Lion, he is widely credited with inventing the bench press and pioneering modern weightlifting techniques around the turn of the century. Actor Conrad Veidt stars in the 1928 silent film The Man Who Laughs. His unsettling grin and disfigured character directly inspired the visual design of Batman's iconic nemesis, the Joker. A portrait of Daniel Lambert, who was famous in the 18th century for his immense size. As a jailkeeper in Leicester, he became a celebrity due to his weight, considered the heaviest then. Maud Wagner poses with her extensive body art in this vintage photo. She is widely believed to be the first female professional tattoo artist in the United States, breaking barriers in the early 1900s. Sculptor Selma Burke works on a clay model of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Her profile design is widely credited as the inspiration for the image still used on the American dime today. This is a portrait of John Smith, a Chippewa man also known as Ga Be Na Gyonwans. At the time of his death, he was reputedly 137 years old, though records remain debated. Franz Reichelt stands confidently in his homemade parachute suit atop the Eiffel Tower in 1912. Tragically, his confidence was misplaced, and he died moments later when the suit failed during his jump. In 1964, Randy Gardner, pictured here, set the world record for the longest time without sleeping after staying awake 264 hours. During the late 1940s, the White House underwent a massive gut renovation under President Truman. This photo shows the interior completely hollowed out, with only the exterior walls left standing during construction. Maurice Tillet, a French wrestler known as the French Angel, poses in the 1940s. Suffering from acromegaly, his unique facial structure is rumored to have inspired the design of the character Shrek. A man named Gay Jewell poses for a photo in 1899. At the time, he was declared the world's heaviest man, traveling as a sideshow attraction to display his massive size to crowds. Baywatch's star Pamela Anderson attends a fundraiser for the Muscular Dystrophy Association in Glendale, California, in 1994. She is captured at the height of her 90s fame, supporting a charitable cause. A close-up from the 1999 movie The Matrix reveals a chilling coincidence. Neo's passport clearly shows an expiration date of September 11, 2001, exactly 2 years after the film's release. 3 Vietnam veterans stand together in New York City in 1984. Photographed by Bruce Marin, the image captures the camaraderie and lasting impact of the war on soldiers years after returning home. A stylish young woman embodies the mod subculture in Swinging London, 1967. Her bold fashion and confidence reflect the cultural revolution that made the city the center of the world in the 60s. Side-by-side photos compare Princess Diana in 1981 and 1989. The transition shows her evolution from a shy, newly royal bride into a confident, global fashion icon and humanitarian over just 8 years. A photographer and his assistant risked their lives for the perfect shot of the Grand Canyon in 1908. Without safety ropes, they balanced precariously on the edge of a massive cliff drop-off. A Danish family poses for a whimsical group portrait in Hellerup, 1907. Photographed by Lars Peter Elfelt, they are arranged in a playful, stacked formation that differs from the stiff portraits of the era. 4 months after the atomic bomb, a Japanese mother holds her child in the ruins of Hiroshima, December 1945. Captured by Alfred Eisenstadt, it shows resilience amidst total destruction. In a hilarious publicity stunt from 1979, comedian Robin Williams dresses as a cheerleader for the Denver Broncos. He performed with the Pony Express cheer squad, bringing his manic energy to the field. A 19-year-old Jim Carrey poses for a photo before his massive Hollywood success. Even at this young age, the future comedy superstar exudes the energetic charisma that would define his career. People gather around a television to watch the verdict of the O.J. Simpson murder case in October 1995. The photo captures the intense emotional division and shock felt across America that day. Robert Cornelius takes what is likely the first selfie in history in 1839. He set up his camera and stood still for over a minute to capture this daguerreotype self-portrait outside his family store. Sailors aboard a U.S. Navy cruiser line up for payday in 1942. The table is stacked with cash, highlighting the logistics of paying thousands of troops in cash during World War II. Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford hang out at Eric Idle's flat in 1978. It's a rare, candid moment showing the Star Wars actors relaxing with the Monty Python comedian during the height of their fame. A ship packed with American soldiers arrives home from World War II in 1945. Every inch of the deck is covered with cheering troops, celebrating their survival and the end of the global conflict. Rock legends David Bowie and Freddie Mercury are pictured together circa 1982. This meeting of musical minds eventually led to their iconic collaboration on the hit song Under Pressure. A soldier leans out of a train window to kiss his partner goodbye before heading to the Korean War in 1950. It echoes similar scenes from Royoan, capturing the timeless pain of wartime separation. In an adorable photo from 1937, a little girl holds hands with a penguin as they walk together at the London Zoo. It depicts a simpler time when zoo interactions were far less regulated. Automotive engineer Ferdinand Porsche poses for a portrait. He founded the Porsche company and is best known for creating the Volkswagen Beetle and the first gasoline-electric hybrid vehicle, the Loaner Porsche. Leon Russell and George Harrison performed together at the Concert for Bangladesh in 1971. This groundbreaking charity event, organized by Harrison, set the standard for future musician-led humanitarian aid concerts. Marilyn Monroe and Sammy Davis Jr. share a warm embrace in a candid photo. It highlights the close friendship between the Hollywood icon and the Rat Pack legend during a segregated era. A thylacine, or Tasmanian tiger, paces in captivity circa 1930. This tragic image captures one of the last of its kind before the species was declared extinct in 1936 due to hunting. Reggae legend Bob Marley stands with his bride, Rita, on their wedding day in 1966. The young couple looks serious and dignified, marking the beginning of their life and musical partnership together. Princeton students pose after a snowball fight in 1893. They look like they've been in a war, with black eyes and bruised faces, proving that 19th century snowball fights were brutal affairs. A young Joe Biden speaks at a press conference withdrawing from the 1988 presidential election. Decades before becoming president, his first run was cut short by a plagiarism scandal and health issues. The wife of a coal miner stands with 3 of her children in a shack in 1938. The stark black and white image highlights the crushing poverty faced by mining families during the Great Depression. A street scene from Tehran in 1969 shows women in modern Western clothing. It offers a glimpse into the liberal lifestyle and fashion of Iran before the Islamic Revolution changed the country's culture. This is Wojtek, the soldier bear who fought in World War II. Adopted by the Polish Army, he carried ammunition crates at the Battle of Monte Cassino and was officially enlisted as a corporal. In 1942, Nan Wood Graham and Dr. Byron McKeeby recreate their poses for Grant Wood's American Gothic. They were the real-life models for the painting, the artist's sister and his dentist. Jeff Bezos sits in his modest executive office in 1999. With a spray-painted Amazon.com sign on the wall and a messy desk, it captures the humble beginnings of the world's richest man. Hollywood stars Steve McQueen and James Coburn serve as pallbearers at Bruce Lee's funeral in 1973. Their solemn faces show the deep respect the acting community held for the martial arts legend. Two icons meet as Marilyn Monroe shakes hands with Queen Elizabeth II in London, 1956. Both women were born in the same year, 1926, making this a meeting of two 30-year-old legends. A fresh-faced Cameron Diaz poses for Los Angeles magazine in 1995. Taken just after her breakout role in The Mask, the photo captures the star on the brink of becoming a Hollywood A-lister. Two photographs of the same person are shown side by side, separated by 66 years. The comparison poignantly illustrates the passage of time, showing the journey from youth to old age in a single glance. An Afghani man poses with his custom vehicle in the late 1980s. He ingeniously combined a Soviet Mi-8 helicopter fuselage with a Kamaz truck chassis to create a unique helicopter bus. Italian actress Claudia Cardinale poses in the 1960s. With her stunning beauty and talent, she was one of the most famous international stars of the era, appearing in classics like The Leopard. The 9 reigning kings of Europe gather for a unique photograph at the funeral of King Edward VII in 1910. It was the only time they ever met, just years before WWI toppled many of their thrones. John F. Kennedy talks to a neighbor while wearing his back brace over his clothes. The photo reveals the chronic pain and physical struggles the president hid behind his youthful, energetic public image. French icon Brigitte Bardot walks through Heathrow Airport in 1968. Dressed in high fashion with her signature hairstyle, she commands attention, epitomizing the glamour and style of the swinging 60s. Actor Rick Moranis poses with his wife Ann Belsky in 1986. After her tragic death, he famously left Hollywood in 1997 to raise their children, stating he has absolutely no regrets about the decision. A nostalgic photo captures the magic of Christmas in the 1950s. A family gathers around a tree laden with tinsel, surrounded by classic mid-century toys, evoking the idealized holiday spirit of the era. A quintessential photo from the 1970s shows a living room filled with wood paneling, shag carpet, and earth tones. It's a nostalgic time capsule for anyone who grew up during that groovy decade. Singer Linda Ronstadt performs in the early 1970s. Barefoot and wearing shorts, she embodies the laid-back California rock style that made her one of the biggest and most versatile stars of the decade. A young Meryl Streep rehearses for The Taming of the Shrew in 1978. Wearing an Elizabethan gown paired with a modern baseball cap, the photo captures the playful versatility of the acting legend. President JFK laughs as his daughter Caroline wears a mask of his face in 1962. It is a heartwarming, candid moment of fatherhood amidst the pressures of the presidency in the White House. Linda Carter strikes a pose as Wonder Woman, a role she played from 1975 to 1979. Her portrayal defined the character for a generation and remains an enduring symbol of female empowerment on TV. A museum model displays the Quetzalcoatlus northropi, one of the largest flying animals ever. Standing over 5 meters tall with an 11-meter wingspan, it illustrates the terrifying scale of Cretaceous pterosaurs. One of the last known photos of Charlie Chaplin, taken in 1977. The silent film legend is seen in his wheelchair in Switzerland. looking frail but peaceful shortly before his death on Christmas Day. Children play in the dirt in the Shacktown river bottoms of Dubuque, Iowa, in 1940. The image documents the harsh living conditions of marginalized communities in the Midwest before the war. Long before The Office, a young Regina Jenna Fisher appears as a contestant on The Price is Right in the 90s. The screenshot captures her excitement, years before she became famous as Pam Beesly. Linda Harrison poses as the character Nova in the 1968 classic Planet of the Apes. Her primitive costume and silent performance made her a memorable part of the groundbreaking sci-fi film. Chris Farley sticks his tongue out in a rugby team photo at Marquette University in 1982. The caption notes their motto was, "We might lose the game, but we'll win the party." A young Christopher Walken stares intensely at the camera in 1977. Taken just before his Oscar-winning role in The Deer Hunter, the photo showcases his unique and captivating screen presence. A stunning portrait of Salma Hayek early in her career. The Mexican actress's natural beauty and talent would soon propel her from telenovelas to becoming a major Hollywood superstar and producer. The sophomore class officers of Marymount College pose in 1971. Their fashion, mini-skirts, knee-high boots, and long hair perfectly encapsulates the collegiate style and trends of the early 70s. This is the actual 1921 photo used at the end of The Shining. While Jack Nicholson was airbrushed in for the movie, the original picture was taken at a Valentine's Day ball in London. Napoleon's private bathroom at Villa Pisani in Italy features a unique recessed bathtub. The luxury and design of the sunken tub reflect the emperor's taste for grandeur even in his personal quarters. A 1960 Hot Point refrigerator advertisement demonstrates its swing-out shelves. The design innovation allowed housewives to easily access food at the back, symbolizing the mid-century boom in modern home appliances. 19-year-old paratrooper Helmut Schmuck prepares for his first combat jump in Vietnam, 1967. The candid shot captures the mix of fear and determination on his face. Fortunately, the caption notes he survived. A pediatric iron lung from the early 1940s is shown. This terrifying machine was used to help children breathe during polio outbreaks, a stark reminder of life before the Salk vaccine was invented.